I've been stranded on this island for the last 3 days. This is where I've been living. I've made a shelter using rope that I found washed up. I've then found some bamboo which has floated up onto the beach. And then I was really lucky to have found a pillow. So it's probably not the cleanest pillow in the world, but you know what? That is much more comfortable than that. And as for the primitive roof, I've just used some coconut palm, which there's plenty of up there. If you're wondering what I've been eating, well, I've been eating fresh coconuts and mangoes. I've also been drinking lots of coconut water. I also found a few young banana trees, which I harvested and then removed the heart of palm. The heart of palm is an absolute delicacy. I've also caught fresh fish using a bit of bamboo as a fishing pole, a bit of fishing line that I found washed up, and a hook attached to the fishing line. And as for the bait, well, I just used a crab that I could catch at low tide. But in today's video, I want to talk to you about how I've been lighting a fire every night. And that is the primitive way. Remember, I've been on this island now for several days and all I've got is a knife. I've got no food, no water, no tent, sleeping bag, no luxuries. Me, the camera, and a knife. So to create fire, I've actually been rubbing sticks together, a method known as the bow drill. The bow drill is when you have a spindle which is wrapped around a piece of string and then putting downward pressure onto what we call the hearth. The spinning stick creates heat, that heat turns to dust, the dust ends up glowing red. That glowing red ember you transfer to a coconut tinder bundle, also known as a bird's nest, and then you simply blow the ember into a flame. So to show you exactly how I do it, I'm going to take my machete, we're going to go into the jungle, we're going to find some dried wood, and we're going to create fire. And I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. So what we're looking for is some really nice dry wood off the ground. We want it to be nice and dry. Let's have a look. Yep, that looks pretty good. I'll take a bit of that. Okay, so we've got this piece is the base. So this is what we're going to be drilling into with our spindle. This component here is called the hearth. So now I need to go and find the spindle, which is the upright piece, and ideally I want to find it or extract it from the same tree. So I've got two of my components ready. I've got my hearth and I've got my spindle. There's 3 more components I need. One is a bow, the other one is a string, and finally I need 2 shells. There's my bow, and there's a shell, but it's too small. I need a larger shell. And then rope. So sometimes the rope slips a bit on the spindle. I'll give this a try. If not, I'll keep walking along to get some different rope. Rope is actually quite important. It's not just any old rope. You need rope that grips the wood rather than slides up and down it because of its plasticky glossiness. See, on these islands you find all sorts of stuff washed up, from net to bottles. Everything's got a use, but today we just want some good rope. Okay, let's try that. We've got some blue rope. Let's see if that works. So I've got my components. I've got a few shells, I've got my spindle, I've got my hearth, and I've got my bow and my bit of string. First thing, you want to wrap your spindle into your bow, or into your string, and then place the end of your spindle into that hole that you've made. And now using your shells, place them in your other hand, and then drill. What we're doing now is we're just warming up this stick. In fact, we're just making a hole in the wood, which will give us a good outline. What I mean is that we're not going to be able to take this to a fire straight away. We need to use the knife to create a notch. So you can see it's creating a lot of smoke, a lot of dust, but we need to do something first before we take that to a fire. We need to, as I mentioned earlier, we need to cut a notch into this. So where's my knife? So I made a small notch in it. It's not very tidy. I've kind of messed it up a bit, but I'm hoping it'll work. That's the notch. You're taking out roughly 1/8 of the hole. So now I need a bit of coconut husk. I want a really dry, fibrous coconut husk. Something like that. Oh. Okay. Oh. So this husk is really good for fire lighting. We want to just fluff it up, get it all nice and loose. So fire lighting is all about being prepared. I've got my tinder bundle and I'm going to place it in this coconut, so when I get the ember I can blow it into a flame. But I'm going to use something that I collected yesterday. This is what I found about a 10-minute walk into the jungle. I found some of this. This is a natural, it looks like cotton. This is actually kapok, or kapok I think it's pronounced. This forms in these large seeds and they're great for fire lighting. So I'm going to place this into my little tinder bundle, so that when I get my glowing ember, I'm going to tip it in, blow that into a flame. So I just had to redo the string because it snapped. Okay, so it turns out I wasn't recording that for that last clip. I got the ember. You can see it's been well and truly burnt. I got the ember, I transferred it to this. I talked to you about what I've done here. I very carefully transferred it over it with my leaf. You can see there it's even a bit burnt. And we've got our smouldering ember. So before I blow this into a flame, let's do it all over again so you can see exactly how I got to the ember. Oh, by the way, my string snapped once again. Makes you so out of breath. And there we've got a really small ember, really small one. Oh, I'm sweating. So there's our little ember. What you do now is you transfer it to your tinder bundle and blow it into a flame. Yes. And that is how you create fire on a deserted island. Oh, I need a drink. Just what I need right now. 37 degrees, deserted island, fire lighting, mid-afternoon. It's hard work. So good. So that's it for this video. Thanks again for watching. And if you haven't already seen my multiple day survival challenge on this island, make sure to go and check it out. See you in the next video, and goodbye from paradise.
Yes!
Ow! Ah! Bit me! Whoa! Look at them. It's like a desert island ice cream. Ah! That hurts. That really hurts. And I've lost my fishing rod. Alright, I've just woken up. There's a noise. I can't work out what it is. Oh no! Ah! Some sort of like Komodo dragon, 2 meters long. Ah, that really got me. What is that? Caught it in the net. Whoa! Get out of the net, get out of the net, get out of the net.